Where is it?
Coming. Okay, good.
Hi everyone. It's just that tiny one down there.
Okay.
Hi everyone. I'm not quite sure if anybody's in just yet because I think it takes a little while for comments to come up here. But anyway, it's launch day for my book and Grace Ward's book, Rupert Snowman. So we're actually really excited about the launch today. It's been quite a while coming. The book was written originally by Rupert, and that's now 6 years ago. And it was a tiny little book, as booklet really, for our family Christmas newspaper. And he wrote the story of the true event that happened when we were we'd had a snow day and everybody was sent home from school, and we went up the hill behind the cottage here, and we built a snowman, had a really nice day. And I think a lot of you know this story already, but when we came to leave the snowman, Rupert was actually really devastated and didn't want to leave the snowman up on the top of the hill. So, being the wonderful mother that I am, I hiked back up the hill and put the snowman, we dismantled him and we put him on the sledge and we brought him home. And I don't know if anybody's read the story all the way through to the end, but I'm not going to do any spoilers, so I'm going to read the story quite soon anyway. So that's the background about the story, and that will be available, actually, a little signed copy of it in a goodie bag, which I'll be talking about later. But the main people I need to thank really are Purple Butterfly Press, who took the risk and backed us and have been amazing. And they've really taught me all year how to publish a book, not just having had the sort of initial idea and having it illustrated beautifully by Grace Ward. It's been far more a sort of marketing experience as well, which I really enjoyed. And it's brought out the inner influencer in me. Not really. But that's been really good fun. So thank you to everybody at Purple Butterfly Press. So there's, I really don't want to miss somebody out, but it's Raywin, Nancy, Sarah, and obviously Alexa, Big Wolf, who sort of got behind me and made the book happen. So enough of my face. I just want to show you Grace Ward. And she's absolutely gorgeous, so I should probably just do the whole thing like this. But anyway, Grace is the brilliant illustrator behind the book. And initially, we just sent the book to Grace because she was studying at Birmingham University children's illustration. And I'm very good friends with Grace's aunt, and we took she needed a book for her final project, which was to illustrate a children's book. And so I sent her a slightly fleshed out version. I didn't just send this. I sent a fleshed out version of of the story to her. And after sort of a couple of months, I mean, Grace interacted brilliantly, and she sent me images, and we had this really lovely sort of lively discussion throughout the whole process. But mainly, Grace got it right sort of almost immediately. She uses Raymond Briggs and Quentin Blake for her illustration, for inspiration for the illustrations, and I love those two also. And she sent me a sort of like an almost finished book really, and it was really lovely. I particularly liked the fact that there was snow on every page, and it's just very, very calm. And it's sort of darker rather than very light. And I mean, you can see the book behind me, and the front cover is just stunning. So I was absolutely delighted, and I thought actually this probably could get published, and here we are on launch day. So that's really, really great. So Grace is a complete star and a name to watch out for, Grace Ward. Anyway, so Grace also used text throughout the pages, and it sort of swirls and moves around, and it wraps itself around the scarves. It rolls down the hill with the snowballs. what else does it do? It's capitalized in some places as well, which is quite unusual. But Grace's font that she chose is called, what is it called? Blockhead Unplugged. And it's a dyslexic friendly font. It's got quite a lot of space between the letters, and I think it's quite childlike, but it's ideal for this project. And so I was really happy with that. And a lot of people have said actually that's one of the lovely things that they really like about the book, the fact that the font moves with it. I think it's really lovely. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that I've forgotten to mention about it. Oh yes, of course. Grace won an award for the book. So Rupert Snowman is already award winning. She won the Viscom award at Birmingham University. So that's fantastic. Grace, if you don't mind, I'm just going to put you down because there are some other things that I need to talk about. So thanks to Grace. There she is. So yes, I'm just going to show you some pictures that of the book. And Grace's favourite picture, she said that she enjoyed doing this one, and really enjoyed the close-up aspect of it, the fact that there's snow, and she really enjoyed doing the facial expressions. It's a really simple interaction between Frosty and the snowman when Rupert and the snowman when he realizes that he's going to be left on the hill, and he races back up to him. She really enjoyed doing the facial expressions. You can see a little tear just coming out here of Frosty's eye. So that's a really special page for Grace. I really like that too. Some of my favourite pages are this page is probably my favourite, where the text rolls down the hill like this. I love that. And the capitalization here is when it's either a verb or an adjective or a noun. And then some people, children can really get behind those words and start discussing them, and the choice of words becomes quite important. Anyway, so that's all that. That's about Grace. I hope that Grace is here. I think she is. I'm sure she is. She said she was going to be here, so that's really cool. Today I'm going to be doing some giveaways. So if you're here, I can see Victoria's here, and Andrew is here, and Laura is here, and Katie's here. That's Grace's mum, so she must be really proud today. And Elisa's here. So thanks for joining in, everybody. It's doing really well already on Amazon today, so we're really excited about that. Anyway, what should I do now? I shall show you my my goodie bags that are going to 5 goodie bags today and 5 goodie bags tomorrow. I'm going to be giving away. So all you needed to do today to come in, get in with a chance of winning one of these, is to turn up. So anybody who's here scrolling on my left, then you're in with a chance of winning one. And I'm just going to show you what's inside. So first of all, you're going to have a copy of this. I've copied it, and Rupert's going to sign it for us, so that's quite nice to have the original. A copy of the book, so that's the best thing. That's really cool that you're going to have one of those. And what else do I have here? A story spoon that I should just talk to you a little bit about. These are a fantastic resource for kids with kids' books. And stories. It's Story Spoons by Suzanne. Made me 6 story spoons for all of the different characters in the book. So here is Rupert with his scarf that's wrapped all the way around him, and here's one of the little birds, the robin, and I think this is another one. Rupert and the mice, all the different characters from the story, and they're used by teachers and librarians for young readers, obviously, and it's to help people to to remember the story by, and they can sort of hold them up as a visual aid. And so a child might have a set of spoons in front of them, and then they can be asked what happens, what the sequence of the story is, and then you can hold up the spoons like this and say, you know, which character was introduced then. So these have been beautifully painted by Suzanne, and so you'll win one of those. You can order sets from Story Tunes by Suzanne. And so one of those will go into the bag, along with the book and the signed copy. And I have some lovely badges here. A few friends have got these already, so they're really nice. So 2 of those in the bag. And also some resources to some more resources. So these are just sort of fun projects. This is like a focal sort of idea. So you cut out the snowman, and then you can hold it up against the different, say the different countryside, or you can have a look what's through the snowman, and then we have written here, what can you see, how do you feel, what can you hear, what can you smell. And so it's just a way of sort of a different way of looking at the landscape. It's like a lens to look through the landscape. Here it is when it's cut out. Quite fun. There's also Snowman Template, so you can use that to colour in, or as a template for collage. Slightly more advanced. This is quite tricky. It's so there are 27 different ways of dressing Frosty with his hat and his scarf, and the different details on his face. There are 27 combinations to do that. They can be all different. So I actually spent about an hour doing that. So that's quite advanced, but really good fun. And then perhaps most importantly, because the story has empathy right at its heart, it's a kind story, it's a gentle story, it's about someone not want to be left out in the cold. In this case, it's Frosty, but because it's a snowman, it could actually represent anybody at all that doesn't want to be left alone, which obviously has been quite taken on a different sort of importance this year. So these are my, well, I'll just hold them up here, even though they look really silly. These are my empathy goggles, and you can cut those out. You can cut those out, and you put them on and really focus on the different characters in the book and how the characters are feeling. How did Frosty feel about being left out in the snow? How did Rupert feel about having to leave the snowman? How did his mum potentially feel about having to go back up up the hill? But we didn't mention that. Anyway, so it's a really nice idea. Empathy glasses are really cool to and it doesn't have to be just children's books. You know, you could empathise with different characters in all sorts of books. So there we go. So some of those and various other lessons. We've got all sorts of resources, and actually these are for 2 days for free. They are available on my website, which is www.philippawardenbooks.com. So you can download those, and they're really nice to go through after the story. They can keep the sort of story alive, and you can talk about empathy, and you can just have some fun with some craft activities. And like I say, you can try the maths problems as well, which is really fun too. So fantastic resource. I was talking about the bag, wasn't I? So that's what's in the bag: the spoon, the resources, the badges, the book, and the original story, the signed copy of it. Not the original, that's too precious for us, and it's in the Christmas newspaper, which we do each year. So all of those things, the 5 of those are going to be given away today. So do stay tuned. Joanna Harling is here as well, and Sarah Odell and Lucy Days. So that's really nice to see you. And I can see Grace Ward's here too as well. So Grace, wish you were here with me. Normally we would have been doing it together. So that would have been really nice for Grace to be here. So what's left to do? Well, I could read the story to you. I'm aware I'm probably racing through this slightly. I am back again at 5 o'clock, and that's going to be really good fun because Rupert's going to be with me, and he's going to read the story. So if you want to come back and if you want to come back and hear him read the story, then he's really good at that. He's in fact right at the beginning through the sort of the early stages of the Instagram page. He was reading quite a lot out live, but we've decided that maybe it's not best for him to be on there. On that platform, so we are just going to be he's going to be here live anyway later on, reading the story with me and potentially doing Q&A as well about how he really felt about leaving Frosty up on the hill and how he feels about having a book with his with his name on it, which is really good. And his sister will be coming back as well a bit later on, his sister Emma, and now she wants a book too, so we're working on that, and I'm going to be sending some ideas through to Grace quite soon for that, so that's something to look forward to. Anyway, so I'm going to read Rupert Snowman to you now, and I think this is potentially the best way of doing it like this. So Rupert Snowman by Philippa Warden, illustrated by Grace Ward, and published by Purple Butterfly Press. So thanks for that. And also, actually, before I forget, all of the people that put money behind the book at the beginning has actually helped it to come into fruition. So I can't thank you enough. Lots of people pledged money at the beginning to sort of help with the printing, etc. And I'm doing a illustration for them, and they'll get a book as well. So that's great. So thank you very much for that. So here we are, Rupert Snowman, and it's dedicated to Rupert and his big sister Emma. And I shall begin. It was Christmas Eve, and a blanket of snow had wrapped the hills and the fields that lay about the cottage. Rupert stood at the window, flapping with excitement, which is something he does. After breakfast, his mummy rummaged in the garage for the sledge. They packed a rucksack with a flask of steaming hot chocolate and some ginger snaps. Here's my favourite page. They wound their scarves around and around until they could just peep out and set out to the top of the hill. Stopping sometimes to make a snow angel, the two made their way to the top. Rupert began to roll the fluffy snow to make the best snowman that had ever been built, and it stood almost as tall as his mummy. They used stones for the eyes, nose, mouth and buttons, and they pulled at the bare sticks in the hedgerow for the arms. It was missing something. A hat. Rupert drained the last of his hot chocolate from his cup, and he popped the cup upside down on the snowman's head. A dribble of cocoa looked like hair. It was perfect. The snowman watched as the pair sled down the hill, had snowball fights, and decorated the winter wonderland with angels. When it was time for lunch, they raced down the hill one last time. The snowman seemed to be waving goodbye in a slight breeze. Who will look after Frosty? Rupert asked, with tears welling in his eyes. The birds, the mice, and the deer tonight, came the reply. We can't leave him. And off he flew, racing back up the hill. He threw his arms around Frosty and whispered his plan. Together, they rolled the last of the 3 snowballs onto the sledge, carefully laying the twigs and the stones beside them. Rupert squealed as he rebuilt Frosty next to the apple tree. He built a snow sister, a snow dog, and 2 snow kittens. Just before he went to bed, Rupert looked at the scene lit up by the flickering lights of the log fire through the living room window. An entire snow family to keep Frosty company while Rupert waited for Father Christmas to arrive. And that's the end of our story. So I really hope that you're able to get a copy of Rupert Snowman today. I know that there's quite a backlog on Amazon because of so many orders, but do order a copy of this, and I hope you enjoy it. like I say, go and maybe download some of those resources today. They're free today and they're free tomorrow. And then it will be a case of getting them when you get the book, when you order the book. And come back at 5 o'clock if you'd like to see Roops take centre stage. You'll probably read it better than I have. I've seen some incredible videos of people reading the story, and just amazing, really, how brilliantly these children have read the book. So so I think for now I'm going to say goodbye and maybe come back at 5 o'clock to see us, and we will be also giving the books away then as well. So thanks for joining me today. It was a little bit rushed. I'm probably not the best presenter, but I hope the book speaks for itself, and also, you know, the wonderful illustrations by Grace, who absolutely it's a joint effort, and all the wonderful people at Butterfly Press too. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you soon. Okay, thanks so much. Bye bye.